How do you tell someone's personality, Brett?
I look at their recent emojis.
That's not an accurate way to tell someone's personality.
Well, what do you do?
I look at their lock screen.
Let's look at some of your lock screens.
It's a picture of a galaxy.
What does it mean to you?
I don't know, I just thought it looked cool. It means the world to me.
My lock screen is from Dan's party. It's of me, Brett, Jared, Bailey, Dan, Justin, and Zach.
My lock screen is a picture of a tower. I was in a kayak when I took this picture at a lake. It just reminds me of the summertime, and it was really fun.
The London flag.
What does it mean to you?
I was born in London, so it kind of just relates me back to home.
Why do you have posters that students put checks on outside of your classroom?
I wanted to get a better idea of the kind of things my students were interested in. I'm trying to get them to read more, so I wanted to know, what types of things they liked, what kind of things they didn't like.
When did you start putting your posters up?
I think I did it around Thanksgiving. I wanted to see what people wanted to read, so I put up some posters about, what kind of stuff do you like to read, and questions about school-related stuff, and then it kind of turned into random things like Coke or Pepsi or Vimeo or Snapchat and stuff.
Can you explain where you got the idea of these posters?
An 8th grade son who goes to Scoggins, and he and I were talking, and he's a big reader, and I just started picking his brain to see the kind of things he was interested in, and I was interested to see if he and his friends over at Scoggins had the same kind of interests as my students. So he gave me some ideas to get started, and then I just kind of took it from there.
What are these posters mainly for?
Just so I can get a better idea of my students. I mean, after I take them off here, I've got them up in the classroom, and it prompts a lot of conversations between my students, not always involving me, but I can kind of listen, and they'll talk about the choices everybody made. They'll go up and make comments on them. They'll add more check marks, and then they actually come out here and they'll read this stuff and add to it. So,
What have you learned from students that have put a check on your posters?
I learned that some of them are very opinionated because they want to put 15 checks, and other people are very shy about putting any information out here, but they'll do it in the classroom. And also, I've had a ton of students that are not in my classes stop, talk to each other, mention books, pop in, ask me what I do in the reading lab. So I've gotten to meet a lot of students that I don't have in my class. So it's been kind of fun.